All right, welcome back to another video, guys. We're currently 7 weeks out from PRORAW 15. It's going really fast, if I'm being honest. It feels like I just started prep. So, good week of training this week. Nutrition was perfect all week. My steps as well, 10,000 steps every day. Trying to make that sort of a non-negotiable going forward. I averaged like 9,992 steps like last week, and it actually really annoyed me that I didn't get the average of 10k. So yeah, this week and going forward, my little non-negotiable, 10k steps every day, and with my nutrition as well, just making sure I'm on top of that as well. So yeah, nutrition this week really good. Felt really good going into pretty much every session. We had a really good week of training this week, building that momentum going forward. So Monday, my obviously usual bench day, 215 for 3 sets of 2 reps. Really easy work. Feel like I can definitely hit more easily 3 by 3, and on some of them I feel like I could have had four reps or something. So really good. I have done 215 for 4 in the past, but not to comp standard. So these ones, obviously just focusing on the long pause as well. I got asked the other day why I was benching on the Thompson fat pad that we have at the gym instead of just the regular benches we have. And that's just because, so trying to keep my shoulders and elbows and everything as healthy as possible. The fat pad obviously being bigger and thicker gives you more stability under the load, which helps take pressure off your shoulders and all that sort of stuff. And a few of the other guys throughout their prep used pretty much exclusively the fat pad, and then went on to have really successful bench PRs and stuff like that. So I'm sort of hoping for the same sort of thing. Obviously, one of the major points is keeping my shoulders and my elbows healthy. And this far into a prep, 7 weeks out, this is the best my shoulders and elbows have felt in any prep I've had. They feel really strong. There's no pain. There's no nothing. Usually by this stage, especially when the squats are so heavy, my second bench day really starts to suffer, but I haven't had any of that. So 215 for 3 doubles. I'll show them on screen now. Really good, really happy. Again, trying to get comp specific, so nice big pauses on each one. Again, I felt like I had more in the tank for every set. I just turned my PlayStation on. Felt like I had more in the tank for every set, which is obviously really nice. My best double is 220 or 225, I think. So 10 kilos under that, but again, better pause. I also felt like, and I'll touch on it really quick in the second bench day, but I actually felt like I got some more leg drive back this week, which felt really nice. Not too much to report back on my bench day, but good session. Hit some accessories, some prone rows, some JM presses, and yeah, not much to report back. Onto squats. So squats, we had 370 kilos for a double. The initial plan was maybe do a 2 by 2. We're just gonna have to see how we went. So I spoke about last week how I was using the black and white pioneers, the convicts or the commanders. So we didn't think that we could get the extra revolution in the knee wrap that I probably would require or need sort of at this stage. Usually 370 kilos is when we add the extra revolution, and then that's pretty much the comp wrap, which we then keep throughout the rest of the prep. Yeah, went back to the Lily Bridge wraps, and immediately they felt really good. Not surprising though, I've used them a lot longer than obviously any other wrap, so it makes sense that when I jump back into them, they feel normal and feel back to how sort of my squats used to feel. So we did the sort of standard wrap that we do for my warm-ups, and then when we got to 370 for the double, we did have a little bit of an issue. I think since not using those wraps, since November, since Big Dogs, they've stiffened up a little bit, and we had trouble getting them on for that last revolution. So the first time my coach wrapped my knees, we actually couldn't get them on. Not enough left in the wrap to tie it off, basically. So second time we wrapped it, he just got it. And this is on my right leg. My right leg is slightly bigger than my left leg, so it's a bit more of a pain in the ass. But we just got it. I'll put up a photo so you can see how it's just hanging on for dear life. Now, once we got my other wrap on, we were sort of debating whether or not to really sort of do the set, because you don't really want a wrap popping off mid-set. But I thought, fuck it, why not? I've got enough spotters there that I thought, worst case scenario, if it unravels, I'll just say take it and we'll be fine. But it did mean that I took 370 kilos for a double as casual as I could, because I was also thinking that if I hit the bottom like I normally do and try to explode out, it might unravel and then, you know, not ideal, obviously. So I took 370 as casual as I've ever taken it, just nice and controlled on the way into the hole, and then just sort of standing up, not trying to explode as hard as I can like I normally do. And yeah, honestly, it was still really easy. Both reps really good. Happy with the depth, and yeah, just really easy, to be honest. We were gonna do, like I said, we were gonna do a second set, but by that stage, my coach who wraps my knees, his forearms are pretty fried because getting that wrap on my right leg was quite difficult. So we just opted to just leave it there, and we'll worry about it. You know, we'll worry about more sets or whatever next week if we have to. But I'm hoping that the session we put the wraps through will actually loosen them up a bit. So next week, getting that last rev won't actually be such a pain in the ass, because we're going to start getting really heavy, and I can't really afford to start taking, 390, 400 plus, just casual, because the wrap's not 100%. So yeah, hopefully that'll be all right. But again, good session, felt really easy. Felt like I had heaps more in the tank as well. I mean, I can definitely triple 370, but I actually feel like there's at least another rep in after that. So maybe I can hit 370 for 4. I don't know, maybe if I really try to grind, maybe a 5th. I'm not too sure. But all I know is it felt really easy. Wasn't really that tiring. And yeah, just felt really good. So on to second bench day. Now, second bench day, just had to look at my phone there. So second bench day, 175 kilos plus chains for 2x5 before going on to 185 kilos on the incline for 2 sets of 5 as well. Now, the chain work felt extraordinary on Thursday. Better than it has in a little while, and I'm not really sure why. Like I said, I think I've got sort of my leg drive back, because every set and every rep felt really easy. And it's still 200 kilos, sort of in total weight. But it just felt like a lot less. So really happy with that. And because of that, I felt like I wasn't as fatigued going into my inclines, which I knew were going to be heavy. So I imagine that we're going to push the inclines a little bit more again. And I'm hoping next week 180 plus chains and then 190 for reps on the incline, which I imagine we will. So after I finish the chain bench, like I said, onto inclines. My warm-ups, I don't really do too many warm-ups when it comes to inclines. I'm usually pretty warm from the chains, but just your usual blue plate jumps, 60, 100, 140, and then 180. In this case, I had a collar on all of them, so just add 5 kilos. So jump from 145 to 185, and then yeah, both sets actually felt really comfortable, really easy. I misgrooved a couple of the reps, which sort of made it harder than what it needed to be, but still really happy with how it is. My pressing is definitely the strongest it's ever been, because again, if I can get through my chain work and then still hit these pretty heavy and kind of crazy numbers on incline after that, then I know that if I was to do the inclines fresh, I'd be well ahead of where I was, and where I was a 500-pound incline. So I think I could definitely hit, if I was fresh, 190 for 8s for a couple sets. Definitely 200 for 6 to 8s as well, I think. My pressing strength at the moment feels quite ridiculous. So like I said, leg drive back in my normal bench, which is feeling amazing. Inclines feel really good. And again, no elbow pain, no shoulder pain. So the fat pad's doing its job. And yeah, I think having a bit more mobility after I got my pec work done for the big dogs prep really loosened up sort of my shoulder, so I can actually get into a better position for squats, and that in turn I think is not putting as much pressure on my elbows or my shoulder, which means that the subsequent bench sessions don't actually hurt, which is really good. So yeah, again, super happy with how that session went. Now, deadlifts. So last session of the week, this one I wasn't 100% sure about or how it was going to go. Obviously last week I got 300, I had 300 for triples, I did a single and just went, nah, this hurts my back. So I saw Zoran on the weekend, Sunday morning, 8 a.m, nice and early. That shit sucked. I would have rather slept in, but got it done. It was good. He kind of fucked me up like he normally does, but I always feel better for it. So on my warm-ups for deads, everything actually started to feel really good. Once I actually got a bit of warmth through my back, that sort of pain kind of disappeared. It went from like an 8 out of 10 last week to probably like a 2 out of 10. Like it's there, but it's not painful. I can just sort of feel it. So I just thought I'd just take each sort of set one by one and just see how it felt. But my last warm-up, 270, moved really easy. So I was like, yeah, cool. We'll just do the top set and then we'll just see how I feel. So this week it was 310 for 2 triples. And like I said, I was just going to take it rep by rep, just 310, do a rep, and if it felt good, go again, and then just sort of repeat. So yeah, first set went really well. You will see that I had to reset after the second rep. My SPD belt was stabbing me sort of on my inner thigh when I was trying to obviously reach down, and that shit hurt. It kind of threw off my second rep of the first set. So I reset, moved the belt, and then pulled the third. The third wasn't the cleanest rep, or as clean as I was hoping, but I still take it. Still, like I said, last week, 300 for a single hurt, and this week I was doing 310 for triples, and without much pain. So this is 5 kilos under my best triple, but I have done 310 for triples before for a couple of sets as well. So second set rolls around. I waited. So 2 things. I waited way too long in between sets, between the first and second set. So when I started doing the second set, I felt cold and I didn't feel as warm as what I probably should have. So that immediately, I was kind of thinking that the set wasn't going to go great. Now I pull, so I do the first rep is fine. As I go to set up for the second rep, the bar rolls away from me, and then I've got to like pull it back in. I've got to brace, and then it rolls again. So then I got to rebrace, and I pull it, and it's a pretty ugly rep because I end up pulling the bar isn't straight. It's further away from me on my left side because there's a little dent in the deadlift platform. So I pulled it sort of on an angle, which made the rep a lot harder. But I also didn't move the belt in the position that I had last time. So it stabbed me again. So you'll see I go to reset again. because I don't want to get stabbed. But then this rep just sort of sucked. Annoyingly, my positioning and everything felt like good. But as I went to pull, I kind of lost the bar. I don't know if I lost tension in one side or what, but like it felt like the bar shifted to my left. So I don't know if in the setup it sort of rolled into that little ditch it sort of had again, and I pulled it a bit awkwardly. But I could sort of feel it, and then you'll see like it's pretty hard because the camera does focus in and then focus out, so I go a bit blurry. But it feels like I pull and it just moves to my left a little bit, and then I get it above my knees. And then in the interest of, my back not being 100% and, coming off a week of having back problems with deadlifting, I sort of just dropped it and I was like, nah, I'll leave it there. I'm not gonna grind out a really shitty rep and then have to deal with the consequences later and then maybe, hurt my back even more. I'm not sure. So only a double on the second set, but honestly, I'll take that. After rewatching my deadlifts and sort of going over it, critiquing my technique and stuff, I feel like I know what I need to do now going forward to have a bit more of an efficient deadlift and actually get back to where I was. So the strength is definitely there. Like all around, I'm much stronger than what I have been in the past. But I think obviously being bigger and having my technique change because I am so much heavier obviously plays a part. But again, sitting at 170, so dropped some weight, I feel like I can get in a really good position now. And watching some of my old deadlifts and sort of messing around with my deads in general, I actually feel like I can pretty much get into that same sort of starting position as what I used to. So going forward, I'm just going to stick with that. And even if it feels sort of bad or shitty at the start, I'm just going to keep sticking with it so that I just have a very consistent deadlift technique. Because if I keep changing it, it's not going to benefit me at all, and it's just going to suck anyway. So I'm just going to stick with it. And then hope for the best and see how we go in the next few weeks. That was pretty much my week. So next week's going to be even heavier for everything. I'll have 220 bench, 390 doubles on squats. I'm hoping both my chain bench and my incline bench go up. And then deads, I'll probably have 320 for, I don't know, a double or some good singles or something like that. But again, we'll have to sort of wait and see. But yeah, pretty keen. I'm staying healthy. Everything's fucking awesome at the moment. So yeah, we'll see how we go. Hopefully we can keep up this momentum. Smash the 1K the 1K at PRORAW 15, and then have a massive off season for big dogs at the end of the year. All right, thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.